Alright guys, day 48, part 2. So as promised, I've got an explanation to give you about that quote that I've been thinking about. So here's how I see it, right? Obviously I haven't reached the top yet. I'm on my way there. And from all of these different resources online, all these different gurus, all of these different influencers, all of these different people in my life, really, some people that I know personally, who've given me advice on a number of different things. They all keep telling me that, based on like their observations of my lifestyle, they all keep telling me that I need to go out more, I need to have more fun, and that I'm gonna regret not making memories now, because eventually, no matter how successful I become, if I'm alone at the end of it, it's not going to be enjoyable. And there's certainly some truth in that, but it's also not entirely true, based on the way I see it. So here's what I think of it, right? Something that I've learned over the years is that you shouldn't take advice from anyone on how to do something if they haven't done what it is that you want to do. For example, I know this is going to upset some people, but if the person you're asking for fitness advice isn't in shape, don't listen to their advice. Right? If they're telling you about, like, oh, I did this and I did that, but they're not in shape themselves, they're not physically fit, they're not healthy, don't listen to them. Listen to someone who is fit, listen to someone who is healthy on advice about health and nutrition and fitness and how to improve your physique and whatnot. Right? Like I wouldn't like even when I speak, when I create content around something related to health and fitness, obviously all the content that I produce on this channel is related to building wealth long term in the future. It's basically self-improvement in the context of wealth specifically. And so when I talk about living a healthy lifestyle, I don't give you guys tips on bodybuilding and shit, and I don't look like a bodybuilder either. But I do in the past I have produced videos about minimalist training, about maximizing the amount of like how much you're able to get out of really short, intense sessions of focused work, like exercise, in the context of exercise specifically. And so the reason why I'm able to create content like that, the reason why I'm able to speak with authority, is because I implement all these things and I've seen results with them. Now obviously you guys can't you can't actually see the results that I've gotten with them, because this is a faceless, anonymous online brand. I mean, you at the end of the day, it's your choice whether or not you want to trust me. I do my best to produce, genuine, authentic content that hopefully you guys find valuable. And I mostly share based on my personal experiences. Like, I don't do any research for these videos, right? Like, if you see someone on YouTube doing research for a video, chances are they're not qualified to talk about whatever it is that they're speaking about. If they give me weird statistics and shit like that. Like, I did that in my first video, talking about, the amount of venture capital raised in certain cities in the United States, because I was talking about why billionaires shouldn't pay taxes when I had no authority to talk about that. Of course, if you're documenting what you learn from trying something is entirely different from just, researching a bunch of bullshit statistics and putting them into a video. Okay, I got really sidetracked there. But the point is, I don't think it's a good idea to listen to the advice of people who haven't gotten what you want, or who haven't done what it is that you want to do in that regard, right? Like, again, back to the fitness example, just to reiterate, if they're not fit, don't listen to them about fitness advice. If they're not rich, don't listen to them about making money online. Even when I create content about building wealth long term, I'm documenting my journey. I'm documenting what I learned as I try different things. I'm teaching you guys from experience. I'm not a billionaire yet. I'm not a millionaire yet. I don't even make much money yet, right? But I've tried a lot of things. I've failed at a lot of things. And so, because I'm probably a couple steps ahead of most of you guys out there who haven't tried as many things as I have, or maybe aren't as old as me, or who maybe haven't, actually produced income from all these different methods that they talk about online, I'm able to teach you based on what I've learned from actually trying shit, right? And so I'm speaking from personal experience when I make these videos. In the same way, it's not a good idea to listen to someone who doesn't speak from personal experience. And so, coming back to the point of this video, that quote which says that if you're lonely at the top, it's because you didn't bring enough people with you. Most of the people in my life who are telling me that if it's lonely, that I'm gonna regret this later, that I'm gonna regret not making memories and whatnot, almost none of them have what it is that I want. None of them have achieved what it is that I want to do with my life. And so I don't think it makes sense for me to listen to them in that context, right? For example, I know someone who is very, very healthy, very, very fit, in very great physical shape. And so if I ask him for health advice and he tells me something, I take it seriously. I go research, I validate it, of course, but it usually checks out, and I usually implement whatever he tells me to do. But like all these other people who are telling me like about relationships and stuff like that, they don't have the kind of relationships that I want. They don't have the kind of life that I want, and so I don't think it makes sense to listen to their advice about missing out and not making memories while you're young and shit like that. I'm not saying it's not good to make memories. I think you should, but I don't think it's wise to listen to people who don't have what it is that you want. Again, coming back to the point of this video, I keep getting sidetracked, since I don't want to listen to people who haven't really done what it is that I want to do, especially in the context of relationships, for example, right? I'm not going to listen to them when they tell me like, hey, you're going to miss out, you're going to regret this and that, and so on and so forth. Now, someone who's already done what I want to do tells me that, then I will take it seriously and I'll listen to them. But right now in my life, I don't know anyone who's at that level that I want to get to, and so I don't really have anyone that I can ask for personal experience to tell me about how it worked out for them. Now, but here's what I do know, right? I can tell you based on my experiences what it's like to miss out on making memories while you're young, because even though I'm relatively young compared to most people, I've been on this whole self-improvement journey, trying to make money, building wealth, and all of this for a really long time. I started back when I was 13 years old because of an event that occurred in my life. I won't get into that, but basically that event, it wasn't something like very traumatic or anything like that. It wasn't that big of a deal, but it did essentially act like a stimulus or like a catalyst that made me mature faster than most people around me. And so I started working towards my goals from a very, very young age. And I know what it's like to give up going to parties, hanging out with your friends, making memories, doing fun stuff at school. I stopped doing that shit in middle school, right? I basically stopped spending time with my people that I care about, my family, my friends, and whatnot, because of my obsession with work. Eventually although I did accomplish a lot of my goals, looking back on it, do I think it was worth it? To a large extent, yes, I do. Do I think it was? But are there things that I regret about it? Yeah, absolutely. So here's what I regret. The only thing that I regret is that I didn't. Occasionally, very periodically, things that were big, things that I didn't have to give up, because those things wouldn't have really changed the trajectory of my outcomes, right? Those are things that I regret. For example, not spending enough time with my family when I was younger. That was a big one, because as a result of doing that, basically the only time I'd see my family was when I was eating meals. Otherwise, I'd just be in my room all day just working. And so that's probably the only thing that I regret. I should have spent more time with them. But otherwise, with everyone, and with some close friends as well, I should have spent more time with them too. I should have been there from time to time, periodically, even on birthdays, right? Like things that are occasional, things that are not everyday occurrences, things that are rare, those kinds of things. I regret missing those things to a certain extent, because they don't come around all that often, right? But for the rest of it, I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit about the fact that I missed every single birthday party during middle school and high school. I do not care at all, right? That did not affect me whatsoever. In fact, it did wonders for me that I didn't actually get into that I didn't care about it, that I stayed away from it. And so the point is, based on what I've experienced, there's going to be some things that you regret. There's going to be some things that there's going to be most things you won't regret. And so if right now you're working towards your goals and you're having a tough time, maybe it's getting lonely and whatnot, you're the only one that at least who's pursuing whatever it is that you're pursuing. Well, if you're listening to me speaking about this, if you're watching my content, then obviously you want to make money. And so if you're on that journey, just like I am, know that the biggest regrets that you'll have when in the context of not spending time with people, not making memories, the biggest regrets you'll have is not spending time with people that you actually care about, people that you genuinely care about, right? Most people in your life do not give a shit about you, and you do not give a shit about them. Most people in your life are not actual friends. Most people in your life are not people that you would actually that you would actually risk your life for, or anything like that, right? They're not people that you care about that much. It's okay. I know this sounds really cruel, but if you stopped speaking to every single person that you know right now, would it really change your life that much? Like honestly, 99% of people that you know right now, if you stop speaking to them for the rest of your life, it really wouldn't make that big of a difference to you, because they're not that important. And the same goes for them. And the same goes for them, right? They don't think you're that important either. So, but there are a select number of people who do genuinely care about you, that you also genuinely care about, and those are your family members. I'm not talking about your seventh cousin, but your parents, parent, or siblings, or people like that, right? Your kids, if you have any kid or kids. And so, what you'll regret is not spending time with those people. Right? You won't regret not going to parties, not getting drunk, not smoking weed, not doing drugs, not doing stupid shit with your friends in the middle of the night. You will not regret missing any of that, because it wouldn't have served you either way. Even if you had indulged in those things, it would have just deterred you from what it is that you actually want. And so, yeah, that's basically my take on that whole, on the quote, that if you're lonely at the top, it's because you didn't bring enough people with you. So what I think everyone should focus on, again, this is based on what I've learned. Obviously, experiences differ from person to person, but based on what I've learned, the people that you want to bring with you to the top are the ones that truly matter, the ones that you actually care about, who also actually care about you. The rest of them, they don't really matter. And I know that sounds cruel, and it doesn't mean like these people that you're surrounded by right now are bad people. You don't need to cut them off and just stop talking to them altogether. But don't let their influence on you. Don't let them influence you into doing shit that you know you're not supposed to do. Don't let them deter you from your goals. Don't let them deter you from what you're working towards, and you'll be fine, right? But if occasionally, like, it's a family member's birthday, or you're doing something fun with, like, people that you actually care about, maybe you have a partner or a spouse too, right? So people like that, like, make time for them. The rest of them, like acquaintances, people that you meet, people that you met at school, they're just they're not people that you actually went out and intentionally became friends with. You just became friends with them as a result of being in the same environment. You didn't actively go out and choose to be friends with those particular people. They're just the people that you've been surrounded by as a result of the environment that you placed in. And so, don't give them too much attention. Don't give them too much. Don't give them much of a priority. Is what I mean to say. You're not going to regret it. At least that's what I think, and that's what I've learned based on what I've done. So yeah, I know this is a really long video, so I'll probably make a shorter version of it that's more organized and to the point, so that other people who want to watch it, who don't want to watch the whole, like, what's it at now, almost 13 minutes, can still get the message. So anyways, that's all I got for this one. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.